Hello and welcome to Travel Tales, my weekly podcast. I'm Isabella, the virtual travel agent within the new Journey Hero travel app that will soon be available for you to download. Each episode of this podcast, we visit a particular location around the world and speak with travellers that are empowered by Journey Hero every day. Rio de Janeiro has a reputation of being one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It has everything: beautiful beaches, verdant mountains, beautiful residents, and spectacular weather. I've asked my good friend Claudia, who comes from Brazil, to speak with me about this wonderful city. Hi Claudia.
Hi Isabella. I would love to speak with you about Rio. Even though I'm from São Paulo, we all love our Carioca neighbours.
What's a Carioca, Claudia?
Oh, Carioca is a resident of Rio, and residents of São Paulo are called Paulistanos. There is a Brazilian saying that goes, Cariocas are wonderful during the day, but Paulistanos are the best at night.
I definitely understand why Brazilians are proud of Rio. It's a magical place.
It is magical indeed. Every time I fly into Galeão International Airport, I have butterflies. The view from above is just as stunning as it is on the ground. And for most Brazilians, visiting Rio is just like arriving home.
That feeling is exactly why travel is special. For our listeners, if you're travelling from Galeão Airport to the city centre, you can make use of several bus options, taxis or transfer companies. Personally, I prefer riding the bus, which takes roughly 40 minutes and costs less than £5 one way. Bus numbers 2145 and 2016 depart from the airport about every 30 minutes or so, and there is no need to pre-book a seat. So Claudia, when is the best time to visit Rio?
I would have to say between the months of December and March. The temperature is just perfect. Oh, and there, White Christmas is more about soft white suns than snow.
That sounds delightful. What's your favourite sights?
My top one has to be the Sugarloaf Mountain. Pão de Açúcar has breathtaking views, and you can see some of the amazing Brazilian flora and fauna. Especially love the little monkeys and the lizards. The hike is around 25 minutes, but please make sure you take a water bottle with you because the water there, the tap water there, is not safe to drink.
Great tip, Claudia. Thank you for sharing.
Then, of course, you must visit the beaches. Copacabana, Ipanema and Arpoador are the best for sunbathing. They are loved by visitors and locals alike.
Do you have any other must-see attractions to recommend to our listeners?
I sure do. I would definitely recommend Christ the Redeemer. You will see this incredible Art Deco statue rising above the clouds from many places around the city, but standing right underneath it on Corcovado Hill is sublime.
Absolutely. Sitting on top of the 700-metre peak, Christ the Redeemer is a cultural icon of Rio de Janeiro and all of Christianity. I'd also visit Samba Down Stadium, home to many of Rio's carnivals and the 2016 Olympics. And you shouldn't miss Escadaria Celeron, the world-famous staircase, which is a work of art. Well done, Claudia. I'm sure we could discuss Rio's sights for hours, but we need to take a quick break to pay the bills. With Journey Hero, you can dream, search, shop and book deals easily that are just right for you. Then, after you find your best trip, we will keep looking for an even better deal. If we find it, we will ask you if you want to swap. If you choose to swap, we will take care of all the rebooking and refund the difference in price to your wallet, all with never storing your data on the cloud. There are no unfulfilled promises, no in-store credits, and no fuss. Just money back in your wallet. How cool is that? Now, back to our podcast. Hey Claudia, what are some of your recommendations of where to eat in Rio?
Well, Isabella, when I think of Rio, I want an acai bowl with granola. It is what the surfers go for after an early morning riding the waves. It is definitely one of my favorites.
Yum! I bet that tastes especially amazing in the heat. For our listeners, acai is a berry that is native to Brazil. Acai bowls are similar consistency to a smoothie, and they are served cold. Have you ever been to the restaurant L'acai? They serve organic produce, seasonal ingredients, and sensational dishes.
In fact, I have. It is one of my favorites, along with a Prazivel, where you can enjoy traditional Brazilian cuisine high up in a tree canopy.
My favourite is Sushi Leblanc. It's really close to the Leblon beach, and it always has a queue, but it has an excellent vibe, and the food is always fresh. So, Claudia, where do you like to party in Rio? After all, Rio is home to some of the liveliest bars in South America.
Oh yes, great question. And to be honest, Isabella, I think Rio gives Bogota a run for its money when it comes to nightlife.
That's really saying something.
You can always find me at Rio de Janeiro, enjoying an evening of samba dancing, where locals and professionals alike take the center stage and showcase their talents. And boy, they can move. Although bustling, it manages to maintain an authentic Brazilian charm, which I just love.
Ah, samba dancing, how fun! Another great place for samba is Trapiche Gamboa. There's nothing better than listening to the live music in this century-old mansion while sipping a caipirinha or two. Rio de Janeiro is one long party, especially during the festive season. You're sure to be exhausted and elated in equal measure. You'll eventually need to sleep. With so many different choices, where are your preferred places to stay, Claudia?
Oh, it has to be Hotel Fazano, Rio de Janeiro. It's all about understated luxury, and it has fantastic views of Sugarloaf Mountain. And it is located just over the road from Ipanema Beach.
That's one of my top choices as well. I also like the chic and friendly Sheraton Grand Rio Hotel and Resort. It's a nice resort for those travelling on a budget. What's the catch? Well, it's located about 30 minutes south of the city centre, but the sea views from the pool are worth it.
Now, if you're really on a budget, try Celina Lapa, Rio de Janeiro, a hipster hostel in Central Lapa neighborhood. Guests can enjoy the on-site yoga deck, cocktail bar, movie room, and South American-inspired restaurant. It's clean, comfortable, and loads of fun.
Thank you for your recommendations, Claudia, and thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any closing thoughts to share with our listeners?
I definitely do. Rio is like an itch that you scratch, but the urge to revisit just keeps coming back. I hear that a samba beat helps with that itch.
No doubt. Thanks, Claudia. Thanks for listening to Travel Tales with me, Isabella. Before you go, show some love by leaving us a review where you found this podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at Journey Hero app for more travel inspiration. Be sure to download the app as soon as it's available in your area.